Hello everyone and welcome to my classes, Computer Classes by Rachna. So today we were talking about the entity relationship diagram for a retail store management system. So if I talk about a retail store management system and if the question is create an ERD for retail store management system, what could be the assumptions? So let's think of the entities which are involved. So there would be some customer who would be buying products from the retail store and the customer would be paying bill which would be generated by the admin, right? So these are our assumptions. And what could be the attributes that would define the customer? So let's say for customer we have customer ID, customer name, customer address, from which the customer ID is the primary key. Then we have product ID, product name, price, and the quantity in stock. So for that we can use stock. Admin, user ID and password, and the bill would have some bill ID and some customer ID and amount. So let's say CID is the primary key for customer, product ID is the primary key for product, which is PID, user ID and password are used for attributes of admin, and BID is bill ID, which is the primary key for bill. Now how an entity is created through this? So let's say I want to show customer. So this is how I can show customer. So a customer would be a rectangle and then the attributes would be the oval shaped. So you can see here customer ID, customer name and address. Out of this, if we say that customer ID is a primary key, then it should be underlined. So let me underline CID. Now this customer ID is the primary key, customer name and address, these are the two other attributes. And you can see that customer name is further subdivided into first name and last name. So this makes CNAME as a composite attribute which is further subdivided into first name and last name. So this is how you represent an entity. The entity is always represented in a rectangular form and the attributes in the oval form. So another entity, bill, can also be represented this way. So this is an entity bill. Bill ID is the primary key. Then we have the customer ID and the amount. So these two entities would be having some relationship. So how do we make a relationship? We make a relationship with the help of diamond shape. And this relationship would always include a verb. So entities are mostly nouns and the relationship includes only the verb. So customer pays bill. So bill cannot be in this diamond shape. This is only for relationship. So customer pays, which is a verb for paying bill. So customer pays bill. The relationship is always between the entities. So I will be showing you now a complete diagram for this. This one is a complete diagram for the ERD and you can see here that we have one entity customer, customer ID, customer name and address, another entity product which have product ID, product name, stock and price, then another entity admin with user ID and password, and another entity as bill. Bill is having bill ID, customer ID and amount. So then we capture the relationships between these entities. So customer buys the product. So the first relationship is buys, which is between the customer and the product. The second relationship is manages. So admin manages customers also and admin manages products also. Can you see that? So admin manages customer and admin manages product. Then another relationship is that admin generates bill. So admin is here and generates bill. So we have one relationship between admin and bill. And then you have customer receives bill, or we can say customer pays bill. So either you can write down customer receives bill or you can also change it as customer pays bill. So you have to write down these assumptions somewhere in points form and then this is your complete diagram, but you have to do cardinality also. So as you can see, The cardinality between customer and product is m is to n. What is the meaning of this? It means that one customer can buy multiple products. So 1 is to m, because one customer can buy multiple product, and one product can be purchased by multiple customers also. So that is why the cardinality is 1 is to m from this side, which is 1 is to many, and 1 is to many from product to customer also. Thus we write down m is to n, which is many is to many. So for proving an entity to be many is to many, it should be 1 is to many from the left entity to the right entity, and 1 is to many from the right entity to the left entity. That's why it is 1 is to m. Now let's talk about admin. There is one admin who manages many customers. So 1 is to n here, and one admin manages many products also. So 1 is to m and 1 is to n. Then we have one admin can generate multiple bills. So 1 is to m. And one customer can pay multiple bills. So 1 is to m here. So the cardinality between customer and bill is 1 is to m. The cardinality between admin and bill is 1 is to m. Cardinality between customer and product is m is to n. And the cardinality between admin and customer is 1 is to m. And between admin and product is also 1 is to m, which is 1 is to many. I have written m here and n here because it's not the same value. One admin can manage 100 customers and one admin can manage maybe 50 products. So this value is not same. That's why I've written n here and m here. Alright. So this is how we create an ERD. So if you are given a question, create an ERD for a retail management store or for any system, you can write down your assumptions and then you can think about the entities which are there, the entities which could be involved, then their attributes, and then you can create these entities and you can put relationship between them, and then you can put the cardinality, like one customer can pay multiple bills, but one bill cannot be paid by multiple customers. So that is why we have m here but not here, because the same bill cannot be paid by multiple customers. It will be paid only by